breakfast donuts early in the morning. Whoop! That's the sound of the police. Should have got dressed a long time ago, but I'm up now. Took my shower to hit that gym. Fire workout, baby. Fire workout, you heard? Feeling the burn. I guess I'll be feeling it for the rest of the day. Woke up this morning. Now I'm cheating already. It's early. This is the only time I'm gonna be able to do it because I need to burn the energy for the day. So it's not like I do it throughout the day, and I'm not gonna do it tonight. So that's a wrap for that. Yeah, I break my donut up. I'm just one of those people. I could just chew. I don't even want to chew in your face like that. Haha. Got my hot cup of coffee ready to. You gotta kick the morning off, man. You gotta kick it off in a way where it makes sense for you. You know what I mean? The night was real. The morning could be realer. I ain't gonna hold you. Sometimes when I go into the market, I go into the baker section. You know, I'll grab something. Usually it's like a bagel or something because I do the bagel thing in the morning. Not every morning. That doesn't happen. And truth be told, I don't do nothing every morning. Most mornings I don't do nothing. I'm not really like a morning person, but because I hit that gym up, I had to. I I was feeling it this morning. You gotta get something real fast. So that's what I did. You know what I mean? I gotta get a vitamin. That's the funny thing. When you get older, you gotta take a vitamin and all. When you were a kid, you get your vitamins from the sun. That's only because you really be outside running. Look at that. I did it again. When you be outside running, like I know. You know what I mean? So, eat your vitamins, say your prayers. No steroids, just a little vitamins. You know what I mean? Get your pep up. You need your pep up. You gotta get your pep. Usually I try to do like a whole gallon of water in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Give me a little gallon of water. Get my pep right. Get my everything right. Yesterday was a good holiday, right? If you missed out on yesterday's holiday, or if you're not down, that's one thing. Totally understandable. You know what I mean? Totally understandable. But one of the best made up holidays they got. You know what I'm saying? No BS. A lot of these fake holidays, they ain't about nothing. You know, we be celebrating those, rocking with those holidays. But yesterday's holiday, it means something. It got substance. You know what I mean? God put that holiday here for us. For me and you. That's how they make it sound. For me and you. You know what I'm saying? So we could partake in each other's love. Give it up for love, y'all. Give it up for love. Yo, sitting here, you know what I mean? Steady pushing how great it is to be an artist. 2026, one of the best times to get your feet wet if you want to get your feet wet. You know what I mean? I always got Brooklyn behind me, no matter what. That's the Brooklyn Bridge right there. I always got Brooklyn behind me. Because you know why? Brooklyn is one of the dopest places on the planet. And you know what's funny? I've been to a lot of spots around the world, right? People be like, yo, where you from? Nobody stutter steps. Nobody fronts. Everybody knows exactly when you be like, yo, I'm from Brooklyn. And what I've learned is there's a Brooklyn everywhere. There's a Brooklyn everywhere. People say Brooklyn is in Texas. Brooklyn is here. Oh, yo, it's a Brooklyn in a lot of places. I've recently found out there was a Brooklyn in Baltimore. There's Brooklyn all over the place. Brooklyn is everywhere, which makes it doper, right? But when you say, yo, I'm from Brooklyn, everybody know you from New York. They be like, what part of Brooklyn? Best Eye? Because you already know. You know what I mean? That's what the whole NA Rocks thing is about. Bed-Stuy. It's all about Bed-Stuy. It all started from NA Rocks. It's really great to be like one of the only real survivor of hip hop from the 1900s that was just independent. You know what I'm saying? 100%. A lot of people they were on an independent, or they were part of a production company that could have been considered independent but wasn't really. But when you have created an independent company, and you could say you still sell records today, that's something. You know, you could give that up for yourself too. So that's how life is, though, right? We all should be. If you're a creator, be as creative as possible, right? You're gonna start a clothing brand. You want to start anything. You want to do anything. Be as creative as possible while you're doing it. You know what I mean? Be as creative as possible while you're doing it, and let it pop off. You know, what I'm learning is business comes in so many different variations. You could do as much business as you want. You could be a serial business starter. You know, people do that in real life. They start businesses, sell them off. They start a business, sell it off. Start a business, sell it off. You know, I didn't even know it was like that either. So much stuff you could be doing today. What a wonderful day. You survived the 1900s. You come out today, the 2000s. You know what I'm saying? When I was younger, all we really wanted was like a pocket full of money and girls everywhere. Now, I'm just going to the early bird special at BBQs. Having fun, loving life, you know what I mean? Word up. And you know, I'm saying yesterday was, like that holiday is a dope ass holiday, man. 420 kicks off love. That's why when I think about 420, I be thinking about like the goodness of Jesus. Yeah, somebody don't shut up. Cause you know, let me hold on. Right, I'm gonna say this like this. I was talking to my people over there. Yo, listen. Cause it's here for me and you. So the 420 of it, the date just says we congregate together. It's like Christmas, but in the springtime. But for people who love love. Does that make any sense? I hope it does. I don't know. If it makes sense, you know, I don't know. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, yo, to promote yourself today, it's such a glorious way to do that, man. I mean, like, it's funny how, you know, I don't know. It's funny today still. People are still afraid to, like, they'll say that they want to be something, but they're afraid. Let me see. Okay. They say that they want to do something, they want to be something, but they be afraid. You know what I mean? Imagine if that kid growing up, right, and they saying that they want to be a surgeon or nurse or something like that, right? And then they grow up, I'm afraid, right? How they going to do surgery on you? They're afraid. We don't need that. You need somebody confident. Oh, I can do this. I know how to. I can open up and I can make these moves. I can heal this person. I can do that. I can do this. You know what I'm saying? So it's weird because like you see people and they be like, yo, I'm gonna get into this business. I'm gonna start popping off. They get into the business and they sit there. Even in those network marketing type of things, that's like an easy setup. Somebody else already started the business. You just got to get in and start running. When you see people get in and they talk to 5 people and quit, they spend hundreds of dollars. Me, I'm the type of person that I at least got to get my money back. That's just how I feel. Like if I ever went into the club, that's how I was going. When I was growing up, that was my theory. That was in my mind. And it didn't, it's just something like if you go into a club, you're not gonna get a dance with a pretty girl. You go the whole night to mean mug. Some people do. I ain't gonna say there's nothing wrong with what you do. You do what you do, especially if you're an adult. Well, I'm just saying, if you paid to go in and y'all chilling and nobody's gonna dance. That used to be the most craziest thing to me. And it would be funny because they would see say if a big dude was in the club and he's dancing, they'd be like, yo, look at this big dude dancing, look crazy. Nobody said you had to do the Harlem Shake. Sometimes you do the 2-step. You know what I mean? It's not all the girls that's in there, it would be weird to me sometimes, man. But that's just life. You know what I'm saying? It's me rambling. It don't even matter. You know? I was just thinking about some stuff right there. Cause confidence is where it's at. And I'm not telling you to be cocky and to be nasty to people. That's not what I say. I said confidence. You have a little confidence in yourself and you be able to push. So you just push yourself. You know what I mean? Self-esteem. That's what they call it, right? You're esteeming yourself. And I think that that's where it's at, man. Mentally, physically, you just got to keep pushing. You got to keep going. You got to keep grinding. Grind it out. Hard. Non-stop type of shit. All day, every day. So, it's rough, but that's life. Nobody told you life was going to be easy. Nobody said you're going to have a breeze. Nobody told you that. Sometimes you gotta go with the flow because it ebbs and flows. Some days it's going to be one way, some days it's going to be another way. But it ebbs and flows. It goes up and down, up and down. That's life. That's life. You know what I mean? Ride the wave. That's where that term comes from, ride the wave, You ride the wave, you see what happens, and keep it going, keep it glowing. You know what I mean? Didn't know how therapeutic this could be. This is really therapy, too. Sometimes you get up here, you kicking it, you see the wonderful people coming through, some people leave a comment, you be like, oh, subscribe, share, let everybody know you're here, type of stuff. That could be the other app, but I don't know. You know what I mean? There's some real talk right there. That breakfast that I had this morning really defeats going to the, I gotta say, going to the gym. If you go to the gym and you eat that bad, then it's like, what I went for. Now I gotta go back. So it's the 2 a day. I'm definitely gonna go back today, because why not? You know what I mean? It's early. I did the early thing. I hit the gym. I chilled. Now I'm gonna chill out for a little while. I'm gonna get to work. I got my workstation set up over here. I'm gonna get to work right there. Bomb. Crank out a few today. Do what I gotta do. Get some sales going. Get some sales up and running. Get us out there. Cause you know why? Why not? Why not? It's a beautiful life. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful life. It's a beautiful day. You know what I mean? Shoot some blog videos. I can't get my wristband to be comfortable, man. This is crazy. The other one I had started to get worn down, so I don't even like these wristbands for my watch. It's funny how life is, right? Growing up as a kid, you sit there and you're like, you know what? I can't wait to get a little expensive watch. My first watch I got that cost a few dollars was a Bolivar. And had a few diamonds in it. And I was like, all right. You know what I mean? I don't know why, but it made you feel like a man. You got this watch Now you older, you're like, wow, I got this watch. I'm on time for stuff now. I'm that guy now. You know, you just feel like it. Because when it was my boy J Rock, he said to me, he was like, the important. If you notice, the important people got watches. This is when we was kids. It was like, look at all the important people. They got watches on their wrists. Look at the watch they got. You're like, okay. And it didn't matter. The clothes was one thing. When I was a kid, you know, people would put on suits and ties to be important, and then hip hop was able to like sway that. You could be important in some comfortable clothes. So then it was like, oh, okay, it was cool to wear, you know, one of these type of sweaters or something like that, some sweatpants, and be a part of the meeting, or the meeting even be about you. So that's where it went to. You started being important in comfy clothes. So now everybody wears that. So I remember when I was growing up trying to get that watch. You get the watch. Now you get the watch in your life. That's like an achievement, right? But when you get older, man, you gotta have the watch that could tell time and tell you what's going on with your heart and everything else. Yo, now they even got the watch that could tell you what's going on with your glucose. It's gonna tell you your sugar, your sugar, baby. Watch out. And, you know, it's crazy. That's crazy because that's where things are going for all of us, right? Nobody tells you this though. That's why some of the videos you see that I got stuck here, I'm trying to like every once in a while drop a gem on somebody, let them know. Because nobody, when I was growing up, the older people wouldn't tell you what's gonna happen. They'll just tell you, man, you ain't gonna like it when you get older. And you'd be like, what the fuck is this? What are you talking about? I'm saying things are rough now. We going through some shit, right? But when you get older, it's the health stuff you go through. You be like, oh wow. One thing I've noticed is that you see these videos, and probably now as you're watching this, it's gonna come up a little bit more. There's all these videos where it's like they tell you don't eat sugar. Sugar's bad for you. Sugar rots out your stuff on the inside. And then you start recognizing sugar is bad. So you like, yo, I'm not gonna eat that sweet stuff. I'm gonna stay sugar free. That's bad. So then you like, I'm just going to nature. You go to nature, you might become a vegan. You know what I mean? You be up here with a bald head, so you on your Russell Simmons. You know, you sitting there, you doing the yoga, you got your hands folded. Yoga, I can't do that. Meditation, relaxation, in another way. You know, meditation, relaxation in a whole nother way. That's all you could do. You gotta get to your own spot. That's because I'm in the hood, nigga. Like, yo, why is the sirens on? Because that's why. Because I'm in the hood. Always up to good, though. Not up to no good. Always up to good. Trying to up the good. Trying to make sure the good gets elevated. Because I just wanna. That's facts. I like that joint. You know what I'm saying? I like that joint. You know what's crazy? Is that I'm one of those dudes in the music industry. Oh, wow. I can listen to whoever I want. I can listen to whoever, I can operate with whoever I want because the faction party, and I don't want to be part of the factions, those little cliques that everybody got going on. Unless it's any rocks. You know what I mean? Because problems are terrible. People got these problems. Some people don't even know why they got problems. That's the most diabolical shit I ever seen in my life. 2026, even right now. So many people don't even know why they got problems. They just got problems. They mad about everything. Wake up mad. Wake up mad, go to bed mad. You be like, yo, what's good? You all right? Mad. What you mad for? Life is life. And you be like, shit. Well, that's life. Life is life. And you be like, okay, life is life. I heard you. Something else right there, buddy. I don't think it's going to stop life, and I think it's going to keep life, and I think life is going to keep on lifing. So you live your life and have all the fun you can in between those days, right? Try to have as much fun as you can. Make a baby or something. I don't know. Babies are fun. You think about it, they go through their stages, right? Baby is born, everybody's happy. First birthday, everybody's happy. You know what I'm saying? You go through all the stuff. Then the kid gonna want to go see Disney World. You know, I'm not promoting Disney World at all. You don't have to go. I wouldn't recommend it. I'm not saying that matter of fact, I'm neutral on that. I'm not saying I'm recommending. I'm not saying I'm not. You know what I mean? So I don't want nobody twisting my words. Like, he said, "Don't go to." I know, no. Let me retract that. Hopefully they filming it so everybody can see. Let me retract that. I'm not saying to go or not to go. I'm neutral on that. Damn, you gotta explain everything today. Fuck that. Whatever. Anyway, so amusement parks. They're gonna want to go to an amusement park, right? Take them. They're gonna want to get on the rides. If you got a good heart, get on the rides. If you don't, ask one of the other siblings to go with them or an aunt or uncle, somebody else. Okay? Make sure you take your health in thought. I don't know what else to say about it. Make sure you think about your own health before you do something, right? 'Cause I don't want you to say, I told you to do it, and then you write that down. He told me to do it, now I'm not. No. Right, you gotta clear up everything. So make sure I'm covering my ass. Alright? That's CMA, covering my ass. I should coin that phrase. It's a few phrases I know I created that people are running around with. And I ain't even mad that they're running around with it. But that happens to the best of the best. It's called life. Life is living it from the experience. You know what I mean? Something real, something wonderful. It's wonderful. I think it's great that today we get to do this. We could get on here and just like ramble and scramble and talk to each other like this. You know? It's wonderful. The world is so small today. How it used to be yesterday, you wanted a message to get across the world. Yesterday you had to pay it was, you know what I mean? Today we could do this. Video chats, video calls. It's totally living the life that people said might happen, which is crazy to me. Because when I was growing up, the stuff people said might happen didn't happen, right? But now people like me can put my foot in my own mouth because the truth is, those things are happening. I could talk to you through my watch. It's crazy. It's crazy, right? You'd be watching a certain cartoon. For me, it was the Jetsons, right? And the father would be talking to his watch. Hey, Jimmy. Hey, Jimmy. And he'd be like, oh, wow. And then the other cartoons you could do, you watch, and he's like, okay. But today, it's real life. Even like this part with the video, right? Yesterday, the video went on a camcorder. You know what's crazy is that man, listen, let me show you something. This was innovative, right? This was so up to date at the time, right? This was one of the, and I'm coming off of these, but this is a joint that I had. This is after the first digital joint I got. But look at this. It went straight to DVD. So when you put this in, you could put this in your computer right away. Rip it. That's what we used to call it. You put that in your computer, the video, you rip the video into the computer, you edit it, you can make music videos, all kind of shit. It was crazy. It was what came after, and I got the other one too, but I ain't going all the way over there for that. It's a digital tape type of one. That comes after the digital tape. The digital tape, you had to have a wire, connect a wire to, that was a whole bunch of shit. Whatever. That was back then. Now, shit, y'all got apps. You can shoot a whole music video today right here on your thing. That's what I was saying. I'm not going to go into to true detail of why today is a great day to be an artist. But if you're an artist, you make music, right? Yo, if you're an artist that makes music, whether you're the beat maker or the person that's spitting rhymes, it's a better day for you. Today's a better day. I knew that this day was gonna come, right? And the reason why I'm saying that is one is you could do your music today, and now they got what they call the livable wage for an artist, right? So how they could calculate your streams before, they can't calculate it today. The people who was in charge, right, made today a lot better. Last year in July, they kicked off something they passed, right? They pinned out some information, they passed it, and now artists get paid more money per stream. How about that? Now artists get paid more money per stream. So now you get out there, get the streaming. Right? Get out there, get streamed, get out there, make sure people see what you're doing. Because if you don't, hey, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me. It shouldn't matter to you. But if you get out there and you start streaming, think about these words. You get out there, right? Listen to what I'm saying. I'm going to say it again. You get out there, you start streaming. Stream your stuff, see what happens. That's all I can say. You might have a good day. You might be okay. Now, I'm not saying you're going to buy the double R. I'm not saying you're going to get that made thing. I ain't saying that. But a day, you might get one of those. You might be able to get a duh. You might be able to get an oh, what a feeling. You know what I mean? Oh, what a feeling, baby. You off your feet. And for all those who don't know what that is, you might got to Google it. Watch some videos. See what video had oh, what a feeling as the theme. It's a car. I give you that. It's a car. But again, they ain't paying me, so I ain't going to shout them out like that. I don't want to shout them out. I ain't getting a check from them. How about that? So do your research. Research it. I'm telling you, it's such a better day today, man, than yesterday. Yesterday, it was rough. It was rough, man. You know what I mean? I got some blank CDs over there too. Yo, look at these headphones right here. Help me record. Look how they are today. I don't know if you can see it that good, but the actual foam that was here is gone. It's all worked away. Damn, I think it's cleaner than what I think. It was used to be like this foam. Damn, shut up. I'm not gonna go buy a new pair. These right here, even to this day, they work. They work great. Nothing's wrong with the wire, nothing. It's just that part. That's because I had them when I put them on. Sometimes I have them like this, and I be trying to or I have it like this because you gotta hear it differently. And then you put it on so you get, and it's like, oh, okay, you know what I mean? But that's what I'm doing when I'm being creative sometimes. But when I want to listen to them back, I got a whole nother pair of joints. Sometimes I go straight into the car. That way I can hear what it's gonna sound like in the car. Then we got the setup where you can hear it. You know what I mean? Where you're at. So all those things work out. I use all of that because it's a beautiful day. Because it's a beautiful life. Life is beautiful, man. It's great to accumulate some stuff throughout the years that's gonna help you, right? That way I could talk to y'all today. We all together 2026, and I could be like, yo, look, get this, get that. That's gonna make the sound a little better, make it more crisp, make it more crispy, right? Because let me tell you something. When they be like, oh, this is faceless channel, faceless. You could be faceless making beats for people. And I was able to accomplish that. I'm not gonna do videos like this to tell y'all how to, but I'll definitely sell it. I'll sell the information because the game is to be sold and not to be told. Like people will tell you they're the ghost or the ghost writer. You could do that as well. Nobody's saying, right? How do you hold yourself back? You gotta think about it like that. So you're the ghostwriter. You're the person that's just, you know what I mean? You want to just, you get what I'm saying? Because you could be a ghostwriter. You don't necessarily have to be the person. You don't have to have your name stamped on it, in other words. Like, some people, and it's still your name. That's the wonderful part. right? Still your name. But that's how you build your everything up. You know, you hear some entertainers before they would say, "I got 5 different bank accounts." You don't know why they got 5 different bank accounts, but once you start doing business, then you're like, "Oh, totally understand. You gotta have a bank account for this. You gotta have one for that. You have one for this, one for that, right?" But ghostwriting is the best. Like the person who, if you don't know who the person is that actually wrote the song or made the music, think about that. Now, listen, some people, yo, you may think this is some BS, right? I'm gonna throw some names out, not because I'm trying to be malicious. I'm just giving y'all a story. But say like I don't like personally, and you don't even know why, right? I'm just giving you a scenario. I'm not saying that it's me, but say like somebody out there doesn't like Jermaine Dupri's beats, or somebody out there doesn't like Dr. Dre's beats. They won't listen to none of the music that they put out, which is you'd be like, what are you talking about? You never heard this song? I've never heard it. And then you play it for them on purpose. You play it for them, and then you're like, you never heard this song? I never heard it before. You're lying. You're lying. I don't even play the radio. That's what they'll tell you. I don't listen to that stuff. You'd be like, all right, no problem, right? But that's the hating part, right? Just think about what I'm saying. They literally avoid it, right? They won't. But if you do it like you don't know me, I don't know you, but you enjoy it, they'll be like, who is this? Who made that? The artist is who they care about because they wanted to listen to that artist, but the behind the scenes, you know what I'm saying? And that was one of the things that I really love, right? Because when you would hear about these big records from back in the days, like Barry White had a big record, and he's the orchestra of the record. He's the producer, right? For people of today, he's the orchestra. He's the person who orchestrated the music. He put everything together. People are like, what? What are you talking about? What? But there's so many people that was behind the scenes on that. Look at everybody. Those days, everybody was playing an instrument, right? So the credits on the record was crazy. And it wasn't like 50 songs on a record. Or when they got to the CD part, their CDs were booklets, right? So the CD, like if I put out a CD and I'm the only person that actually wrote or anything, it don't have to be no booklet. I could just put a panel. You know, y'all know about all that. But just think about what I'm saying. When I say a booklet, I mean like they had, it was a true booklet. It was like so I don't got a booklet, but it was like something like that. So pages, right? That's a booklet. But just think about for it being in a CD pack, right? And you're selling this off. Now it's digital, right? So when you put it out today, it's totally different, but it's still, you know, and it's a lot easier today. It's a lot easier today than it was yesterday. Yesterday, the funny thing is this: competition would be like those bigger record labels, and so many people would take these deals with the bigger record labels, and they would take these deals because they didn't have the money to actually run a record label. So they took a deal, they attached it to a record label, but they're not an independent record label. Now they're a production company for the record label. Because the record label needed music to go out. So they're just producing for the record label. They're producers. When you're somebody that's putting out records independently, you're the producer. So your grind has to be different. Your hustle has to be different. So you're thinking about, if I'm gonna pay for this booklet, right? With these people who have millions of dollars, they're just creating these booklets, right? Or am I going to be independent and just put it out, service the people with the music part? And that's where you gotta weigh it out. As an independent artist, you're gonna make way more money than those people who you see that took those deals. The people who took the deal, not all of them. So it's how the team you're with and everything else. So that's the big part. So it's not this. That's the pros and cons that I feel, right? So it's not bad taking a deal. I think it's great. You want to come out. You want to be You're part of a family, I guess. Y'all all rolling together. You got your thing together. This person may be on a label. You go collaborate with them. You're going to get everything cleared, right? Independent, you're working a little bit harder, but you got to work smarter. So it's a little bit harder, but you're just working a little bit smarter to make sure you're putting that extra coin in your own pocket, and that's really the difference. I mean, it's nothing major, except for they call it the majors, and then you're not the majors, you're the indie. So it's like seeing your. It's like if you think about baseball, or yeah, I guess like baseball, because baseball got the major and the minor leagues, right? So you think about it like that. You see, you see the New York Yankees over there, and their shiny suits looking nice, and then you got the Bad News Bears over here, and they just looking rugged, and they just look like they ready to go to work on you. You know what I mean? That's what it is. They putting in that work. You over here, the Bad News Bears is over here. They putting in that work. They ready to pop, 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 smack them out the park. And here it is, this nice shiny Yankees, and they're like, we smack them out the park because we paid for this shit. Pop, it's out of here. And then you go. You know what I mean? I was looking at a video right here on this platform. I'm looking at a video, right? And homeboy was talking about how he was signed to like this company. And he was saying how the company explained to him the realness behind the scenes. So I was like, that's cute. Most artists already know the realness behind the scenes because they're trying to be where they're gonna be at, and that's why they go get the deal. This person got a deal without even knowing what was the deal for. And I think that's what everybody they forget. These budgets aren't. They're not giving you these budgets to go to Las Vegas. Like, oh, here go a budget. Now go to Vegas and see if you could get a residency. No. They're giving you, see, I was going to say gamble, to be honest with you, because that's what it really is, right? Because they're gambling on you. So you're gambling on yourself. You took the deal. Now you want to see what this deal could do for you. So then you start running with the deal. You know? The thing is, I think like a lot of people who really are artists and they want to become, you got to know what to do with that deal. You're just not, you know what I mean? And I think they get real offended when somebody who knows what to do with the deal is, they're in charge. I've seen a video about that too. Like this young man, he was saying he had a manager. He was just talking bad about the manager, but the truth be told is he wouldn't have had to deal without the manager. They didn't give him the deal because he went in there to get the deal. The manager went in the door and got him the deal, but then he was talking trash about the manager. Oh, the manager. And those videos, to me, damages you because, you know, we get it. You don't want people to work with this person no more because you think they did something to you. But the truth be told is nobody on the planet would even have known who you were if it wasn't for this person doing what they did. Accept your fate. You signed your name. You went to work. If you don't like the work no more, find you out. Call it a day. But I'm not going to tell you not to get another manager. Look at the thing is this. The kid wanted to be the manager. So he flips it, and now him and his family members are managing him, right? And they're managing other artists. See how it's... But then when they artists start talking about them, so that's the catch-22 too. When you want to be the boss, you got to remember what comes with being the boss, man. People are going to complain. They're going to whine, they're going to cry, they're going to always be upset. But that's what comes with being the boss. You want to be the boss? Make sure you know people are going to whine, they're going to cry, they're going to complain, they're gonna talk about you, they're going to say you didn't do the right thing by them, they're going to do all this stuff. Even like Master P says that stuff. When he be talking about people who he worked with in yesteryear, they come up and be like, oh, why is it like this? Why my check like this? And you got to remind them, like, why'd you stop working? Oh, but I'm supposed to have a check coming in. No, people giving you checks will stop. You stop working. That's what the nature of any independent business. If you driving Amazon Flex, if you're driving DoorDash, right, or any of those other apps, that's what you could really lace it up to that. Or if you're a real estate agent, if you don't get out there, right, if you don't get out there and you show people that you got product, it's not happening. You're not. It's not happening. You wake up in the morning and don't take a shift. You don't get paid, right? That's the same thing with being an artist. If you wake up in the morning, right, you got to remember, especially if you're an artist, right? I if when I wake up, I don't have to tell myself I'm already at work. I don't have to say that to myself. You clock in. That's why you see people doing this. Like when you see people, they be like, "Oh, I'm going live today on this channel, that channel, whatever channel they on. I'm going live. I'm going live because they already at work. When you're already at work, you just get up and you start working. You just get up like, all right, I'm at work. I'm already at work. I'm already at work. This is what I do. I do this for a living. I'm already at work. I'm already at work. So then you start going, you start grinding all day long. The day just keeps grinding out. That's it. Because you're already at work. Nothing else to do but start the hustle. Start the hustle. Get out there. Grind it out. Life is lifing. That's a fact. You know what I mean? Life is lifing. That's what I was saying to you before. Nobody told you it was going to be easy. Right? Get on the road and start running. Maybe you do this for an hour a day. Maybe you do this for 10. Maybe you do this for 20. I don't know. But people are going to test it out. That's the truth. The funny thing about something like this is people are going to test it out. They want to see, yo, is this real? That's what my mind be at. My mind be at, like, I want to see if this is real. Right? I want to see if this is real. I'm going to wake up. I'm going to hit my job. I'm going to start working. Remember, some people at work for 8 hours a day. I'm going to wake up. I'm going to hit the job. I'm going to start working from the time I wake up. And that's how it really goes down. That's how it really goes down. Wake up, start hustling. My boy Creature said it best. Wake up and smell the hustle. He started his own record label and pushing his record label and getting out there. It was wonderful seeing him with his first artist, seeing him grow. You know what I mean? He created a band. You know what I mean? It's weird because we would see in the streets, you would create like a name for something, right? Making the band or something like that, or anything that was around that type of flair, right? And then you would see the big dogs snatch it, and they'll run with it, and it goes bad for them. But you laid the foundation for it, right? You put that together, and it's still working for you to this day. That's the thing, too, when you're creative. So that's what I be telling y'all. Just create. You worried about somebody stealing it? If it's that good, they're gonna steal it. That's the thing you gotta put in your mind. If it's that good, they're going to steal it. So be happy. All right? Try to protect yourself or protect what you're doing as much as possible. But just know, if it's trash, they ain't gonna fuck with it. That's real talk. If it's trash, they're gonna be like, "Ah, look at this garbage. Get this out of here." But if it's really good, they're gonna try to steal it. If they're smart, or if you're smart, you guys connect. Because if you already got it going and it's really working for you, when you look at it, they're going to go with the person that's the bigger name. But the smart people are going to say, nah, that person's going to mess everything up. And it's funny because, like, listening to the story of, like, the big dog, it was this one big dog who was running the yard. Now he's in the yard. Well, it was one big dog, he was running the yard. And your man would come into a deal. People would think they needed him for the deal. He would come into the deal and like a vampire, sink his teeth in that deal and suck all the juice out of it. And then the deal would dissipate. And everybody would be angry because you lose your job after that. A lot of people That's how a lot of people in the industry just keep bouncing around. Because once they know, and it was like, oh, this motherfucker made me lose my job. And you on the phone to him, yeah, I lost my job, messing with him too. You know what I'm saying? I tell you what, I'm gonna give you a shot over here. Come over here. And you go over there just because they feeling bad for you, but they actually got an opportunity for you. So you go over there with them, and now you guys get to see. But then now look, this person who was running the yard at the time, the big dog, now they getting knocked down. Because what goes up comes down too, right? So he's getting knocked down, and now they like, look at that, I told you. They sent over you. Look at you now. Look at you now, right? So now the big dog getting knocked down, and now they all, I told you he wasn't no good. I told you he wasn't no good. Nigga wasn't shit. He wasn't shit. And now you like, okay, he wasn't shit. You know what I'm saying? But we still fuck with him. And what's crazy is when that dog get out the yard, it ain't like he gonna go nowhere and go sit down somewhere. He coming back to business. We all know what's about to happen. When he come out, he going straight to business. You know? Crazy. Crazy. You know? Be listening to Big and he'd be like, all the money I stacked is all the money for bail. And one of the songs he made. You be watching these hustlers hustle up a great day. These hustlers will hustle up a great day, only to spend it on attorney fees. So, you gotta be careful with that too. I hope that we all are learning as lessons are being displayed. You know what I mean? We all are watching and seeing what's going on, and we could grow. We could grow for the show. That's what makes it real. That's what makes it real and not fake. That's what makes it real and not fake. Coffee in the morning is wonderful. Coffee in the morning. I should do this as a segment. Maybe that'll be what I'm gonna do for my video blog. I'll call it Coffee in the Morning, and I'll just do some videos like this where I'm just live, early in the morning type of videos like now. Because to me, this is early in the morning. So I get up, hit the gym, come up. Maybe I'll do my coffee in the morning. I don't know. I love telling people about the music industry and because you don't have to have like these numbers. Like people be like, you gotta have like 1 million followers for yourself. You just gotta know how to do the business. I mean, you do the business, that's really what it is. Like you sitting there, you know how to do the business, you ain't even gotta worry about this type of stuff. It's when you want your message out. Right? You want your message out. But if you're part of the messages that's going out, Shazam. That's why I think that nugget is for any business that you're in. You're selling cakes, pies, cookies. If you're part of the energy industry, if you're part of the medical industry, anything. Once you let people know what's good, then that's what's good, right? I be listening to some of the people some of the time talking about they doing the medical courier business, right? That right there. I mean, when I was growing up, I wanted to get into medicine because of the way life went. It veered off. But you couldn't imagine me being your nurse or something like that, coming in there sticking you with a needle, or your doctor. You know what I mean? So that's what I wanted to go towards. But then, I gravitated towards music because all my friends was in music. And then I found out how to make the money behind the scenes. Behind the scenes is you know what I'm saying? Because then you get to work with a Russell Simmons. Then you get to work with a Jay Prince. They have to work with the behind the scenes people in order for the people in the front to actually be who they're gonna be. You know what I mean? It's not easy to get to know these people. That's a fact. Because you have to prove your business. And you have to prove like, oh, listen, we get this place packed. So that's where it's at, I don't even know of any spaces that was like how when I was growing up. A lot of, like if you go to like different cities, even in New York, the tunnel is gone. Limelight going. You know what I mean? I don't even know if them robbers are still around. So many clubs, so many nightclubs, and so many places where people actually got their start at. It's not there no more. I'm not even sure if people even party anymore. The way y'all be acting like ain't nothing going on nowhere. A barbecue, yes, catch me at the barbecue, baby. Now your company gotta have the company barbecue. Now I'm gonna tell you right now, we might do that for us. For NA Rocks, I'm thinking about it. I might start it this year. I don't know yet. I might. The first one I want it to be so enclosed and so just put us into us, right? Because I just want to start announcing that this is what we're gonna do every year. So it might be just a team. I'm not sure yet. Before I open it up to everybody, on a barbecue, you know, nonetheless. Barbecue is like a good way to go. You could do that to get your message out there. If you do cakes, you could do a cake tasting. Look, I'm giving you all these ideas. I can't give y'all all these ideas. You know what I'm saying? And anything you do, right, when it comes to an event, it's always great to branch out. You want for the more people you want, the bigger branch you push out there, right? You're looking for a DJ that's popping, you find that DJ that's popping. He may not or she may not be doing nothing on the evening that you're doing an event. And that little extra, whatever you was gonna give to somebody else could go to them, right? Something to think about. You may be able to holler, be like, yo, listen, I'm doing something on da 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 day. What the, just don't hit it like it's free. Don't hit it like it's free. Hit it with some sense. What's the number that you going? Because I just want you to come through. What you gonna charge me, fam? Hit him with that. What up, fam? What you gonna hit me? What's the number, fam? You know what's real? You may be able to do that with your favorite artists. They want a hot dog. They gonna want to taste your cake. You know what I'm saying? And some people be like, nah, I'm good. I'm gonna just come through. It's all love. Don't worry about it. It's all love. Don't worry about it. For that, at least send a call. Send a call. You know what I mean? I don't know. Just trying to give y'all some ideas. I like ideas. Nobody gave us ideas when I was growing up. They just said, run with it. Run with it. See what happens. When I got into real estate, same thing. We had the training, right? The trainer would be like, hey, and that's, look, taking a little bit from here, a little bit from there in life is how you get to where you're at, right? I can remember when we was doing training such a long time ago. When we was doing training, the trainer threw you in the fire. Ever since I got in, I was just throwing the fire. Right, here it is. You want to get into music? Go out there, get into the fire. Go see what happens. Go see what happens. The same thing with the real estate game. When we was doing our training, the trainer would take you out. Everybody be all going out. So we did something called shadowing, right? So when you shadow another agent, but the trainer would, look, we're going to go into several homes today. So he had the keys from the office. And we're going from one house to the next. And you would see what's wrong. And you'd be like, damn. We did rentals too for apartments. One time I went into an apartment to go look at the apartment, I swear to God. It was like that. It was leaning like this. If you put a marble here, it's gonna whoop, whoop, whoop. And you're like, yo, what the fuck? How are we supposed to get rid of this? How are we supposed to let her? It's a rental. How are we gonna get somebody to rent something like that? I swear, it got rented. It got rented. And I'm like, how? How is this possible? And when we went to go back to visit the person who rented the apartment, inside of the slope, right? They put their couch inside the slope, but they had on the back side of the couch, they had extra lifts to bring it up. Oh, that's all we did. We had to do. I was like, wow, first of all, I would never even have thought of that. That's number one. Number two, I don't think I would have wanted to live there because I believe that that means that it's leaning somewhere, like something's lower than where it's supposed to be at. So I would need that landlord to jack that up. Today, I'm sure, because that was a long time ago. Today, I'm almost sure they would have had it jack it up by now because I'm almost positive it would have failed. Right? I've known people who I know you guys have been in those type of homes too, where you've seen it like that. Somebody poured some water or some water spilt on the floor and it keeps sliding down. Water's supposed to pool where it's at. So y'all remember those words. If you're in a house and it's not pooling, something ain't right. You might gotta hire somebody to jack that side up for you. And I'm gonna get back to the music industry with that being said. That's what managers are there for. That's what the team is there for. Because what you can't do, they're supposed to lift you up and have you pushing to get leveled. And then you go beyond. You start stacking up. Right? So that's something that you keep in mind once you start moving with this right here. That's why I keep telling you it's a great day to be an artist. And I go to all different kind of scenarios, but I'm gonna bring it back for you, baby. Bring it back for you. Right? So you fix the house. The house is now standing correctly. So now you gotta just elevate up. You gotta elevate up. It ain't gonna be easy. I'm not telling you it's gonna be easy. It's not going to be easy. It's the opposite of easy because it's work. You gotta put that work in. So it's a difference. It's not the same. It's something different. When you start elevating and you start making your way up, there you go. Now the grind shines in a whole nother way. The grind will shine in a whole nother way. You're not elevated to another space and place and time. And that's a fact. And that's a fact, right? So you just keep grinding as an artist. One day you're going to make it to where you want to be at. Keep elevating. Keep escalating the situation. Elevate, escalate. Make it your situation. There you go. I mean, like it's a little something every here, now and again. You know what I mean? Every once in a while, here and again. Juice it up. Juice it up and make it juicy. You know what I mean? That's life. That's how life is. All love, all flex. The vitamins has vitamined. The coffee has coffeeed. You know what I mean? Gave you a little bit of morning coffee. People want to give you tea time. I just wanted to hit you with something heavier. A little morning coffee right there. Get your heart pumping. Get the race going. Get you driving in the driver's seat. You know what I mean? Get you driving in the driver's seat. That's what the morning coffee is all about. So, it is what it is. We out here. We live. We live. It's a great day. It's a beautiful life. It's a great day. It's a beautiful life. It is what it is. Man, trying to hit that number right there. Once I'm finished with that, then it's a wrap. I gotta get out of here. I got things I gotta do today. I got things I gotta do. Oh, I got things I gotta do. Ooh, oh, I got things I gotta do. Ooh, oh. You know what's crap? I got these lottery tickets in my wallet. Man, I gotta clean this joint out every once in a while. I gotta sort through my receipts because every company has something else going. And I love my lottery tickets. Some of them are winners. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. If it's in my wallet, it's at least $1. I ain't hit the big joint yet. But if it's in your wallet, it's at least $1. Another cup of coffee right there. That's for the scratch offs. When it comes to these number joints, man, I haven't hit the number in ages. It's crazy. You take all that paper out of there, right? You take all that paper out of there, and you actually got a wallet. You be like, damn, spacious now. Shit, spacious. But yo, I'm gonna hit the block. I'm gonna hit the block, Dots. I got some things I gotta do. Peace out. All love, baby.